Obviously, guess which one is me. Anyway, these are our Sex Talk with My Mom t-shirts. If you want to get one, the link will be down below here in YouTube, and on our Sex Talk with My Mom website. So check it out. It's a lot of fun. It's a great conversation starter, by the way. So if you're walking down the street wearing this, people are going to stop you and say, what's that all about? Hope you guys buy this and enjoy it and wear it. If you wear it, make sure to take a picture of yourself and tag me on Instagram. And I will make sure to give you a shout out for wearing our great merch. Anyway, all right. So I thought today would be a really interesting day to talk about Instagram, since I'm on Instagram right now, and sliding into DMs and how you can pick up a girl on Instagram or not. I thought I'd just talk about with you and see what you guys thought, and just like let's get the conversation going, because I think it'd be really interesting to hear if anybody's had success with sliding into random people's DMs and what my tips are for doing it. 21. Hey, I'm 21 and a virgin. I was raised by a single mom, so I was never taught how to go after talking to girls. So getting laid with them getting laid with them. Okay, so ball flake. All right, should we? I'll answer a couple questions first, like that one, and then we can talk about sliding into the DMs. You're actually providing a valuable service, probably more than you ever even realized. To a lot of fellows, thank you. $1 million. That's so sweet. If you want to show your appreciation, I'm on Patreon, patreon.com/KarenLee. Patreon is a way you can support any of the creators. I'm going to show it to you. Paul is on my Patreon page. Thank you, Paul. And some of you guys here that even are not signed in, that haven't said hi yet or whatever, I know you're on here too. Okay, so this is patreon.com/KarenLee. Okay, so you go to www.patreon, you can join a membership, and you get a lot of bonus content, and it's just nice to be able to message me back and forth. Okay, so let's talk about the virgin here. Ball flake. You're young, don't worry about it. You said that you were raised by a single mom, you were never taught. But the truth of the matter is most moms, whether you're single or married or whatever, most parents don't teach their kids about how to talk to girls to get laid. So don't think that, you're any different than anybody else. A lot of people have this situation, unfortunately. Hey, there's a lot of people on right now, so make sure that you put your questions here and I'll try to get to them. So big thumbs up to the video. We're talking about getting a 21-year-old virgin laid. I would start right now by just finding someone that you're really compatible with, that you enjoy talking to, that you enjoy flirting with. Ask her on a date. Don't go for the sex right away. 21 is not too old. It's not like you're there's a deadline of when you have to lose your virginity by. Don't worry about that. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. There's so much pressure with virginity, and it's stupid. So anyway, like I said, if you're a virgin and you're 21, I would start by just being chill with girls and just talking to them like you talk to everybody else. Be confident, talk about something that is interesting to both of you. I would absolutely be a really good listener, and communication is lubrication for all of you guys wanting to get girls excited. So that's what I would suggest you do. Don't think you have to do a certain pickup artist line in order to get women. Okay. Did I get any smoke from the fires? I'm in California, guys. And Paul's asking if I got any smoke. Sometimes it gets a little hard to breathe around here, but I can't really complain. I've been very blessed and lucky that I don't live near the fires, but it's pretty scary and sad out there. Especially for people who don't believe in global warming, Let's see. Jiggy with it. You love, you miss you. Okay. He's a virgin because of, I don't think it's because of religion that he's a virgin. I think that the 21 is just, it's not that old. You're young, and just, if it never happened, it never happened. Maybe he never had a girlfriend. Maybe he never found, maybe he was busy doing sports or whatever else he was doing. So it's not like it's the end of the world. 21 is nothing. Uh, let's see. Do I think the fires are man-made? No, I think it's because it's very dry out here because there's no water. That's what's going on, and the earth is warming, and it's a problem. I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm going to get into what you can do if you want to get into some of the DMs. Okay, so um, a lot of guys DM me all the time, and I got to be honest with you. If I don't know the guy, I usually I don't. 99% of the time I don't. I might send a heart back. That doesn't even mean that I'm knowing who you are. It's just, I'm just acknowledging that you tried to reach out to me. So I wouldn't say that that's going to get a person like me who's very present on the internet, my notice. However, there are a lot of women on Instagram, and they maybe just never really thought about that some guy from, like, younger or older, whatever, is going to try to communicate with them. They may be very flattered if you just like their picture. And if they see you like saying nice things, like something related to their picture that's not sexual, but something like provocative, like, oh, that's a beautiful sunset, or it looks like something about their dog, or something that is not going to be like very provocative, but yet gets the idea that you're interested in them. I think that you can actually start a conversation that way. That I would just say, set your expectations low. You just want to start a conversation, and I really believe that a lot of women don't have a lot of people talking to them, and maybe they're just coming off of a divorce. They don't want a relationship, but they would be flattered to have a conversation with someone from across the world even. And lately, I've heard of two guys who were getting divorced and single here in the United States, and they found women on Facebook from, like, one from China and the other one is from Japan. And they ended up, one is getting married and the other one is going out to China to see the person. So I think it's pretty cool. It's a cool way to meet people from different cultures and just be friends with them first and see where it leads. But just don't get very sexual quickly, because that's going to be creepy. So it's a kind of like a fine balance, if you know what I mean. Pickup lines can be a good thing. Small times 89. I'm not big into the pickup lines. If you guys watch my show, you'll know pickup lines. Nah, it's fake. It's like it doesn't tell me anything different about you. I want someone. If it was me and I'm single and I'm like if I've got a lot of people like wanting my attention, I'm going to go with the person who is genuinely interested in what I have to say. Someone who, hey, Mr. Bean. Yeah. So Ball Flake is saying, I'm in college full time and work 30 hours a week. So there you go. That explains a lot. And there's no female at my workplace. So there you go. Ball Flake, you're probably just not in a great place to meet women, and don't worry about your virginity. Virginity is just like a crazy concept, and it means different things to different people. Virginity can mean, just foreplay. It could mean anal. It could mean getting a hand job. It could mean anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be penetration even. But what I think is more important is that you become comfortable just being with the opposite sex and finding someone that you're comfortable hanging out, or not even opposite sex. I mean, who knows what sex? I mean, people are so gender fluid right now. And I don't even mean it that way. I mean, just whoever you're interested in, just listen and talk and communicate. And hopefully once you're with that person, then you can move forward in a sexual nature. But don't put so much pressure on yourself. It's not the end of the world, Ball Flake. You don't have the looks. You don't need the looks. So looks are overrated, just so you know, people. I really believe that it's a lot about like showing your personality. I would much rather have someone who I enjoy their company than someone who is just the hottest guy on the planet and yet he can't even talk. So remember, there's a lot of good-looking guys and a lot of good-looking girls, but that doesn't necessarily make for someone that you want to spend any time with. Would you recommend? Let's see. Would you recommend to follow her even if her account was private? You know what? If someone's account is private, I would say do not follow, because that's obviously someone who has had experience with maybe someone stalking them, and has a reason for wanting their stuff private. So I would stay away from the private accounts. I would do ones that are more out there. And also, if they're, if they're strutting their stuff on the pictures, then they kind of are looking for someone to flatter them and say, hey, that's a cool picture or whatever. So a lot of it is paying attention to who's putting stuff out there. And if you're interested in, like, in a certain group, like say you're interested in only like 40-year-old cougars and up. So check out the hashtag for like 40-year-old cougars, and you'll find people are going to tag that, and those women might be wanting more attention. Jiggy's saying, Paul, ball flake, pay for it. Use the cheat code. I don't know. He said, I'm sexually frustrated because kids my age are having sex and I'm not getting any, and so I feel lonely. Ball flake, everybody thinks everybody's getting laid, but the truth of the matter is it's just the ones that are talking about it. A lot of people are not getting laid. It reminds me of, like, when I was growing up and I thought, oh, everybody has so many more friends than me, but it turns out that no, everybody feels the same way. Everybody thinks that everybody has all these friends and everybody's getting laid, and everybody's, especially on social media, they see everybody has this phenomenal life going on, but it usually doesn't work out that way. It's usually like it's a facade. It's all like what people want to show. It's not really what's going on. Your advice, it helped. Thank you. I'm glad my advice helps. Yeah, that's why I do this. I enjoy talking to people and helping people and just voicing my own opinions about what I think, because, oh my God, Carlos Rodriguez gave a $10 super chat without me even asking for that. Okay, Carlos, thank you very, very much. That was I'm just shocked. That was very sweet. If anybody wants to super chat me, there's a $sign below. I do appreciate anybody joining me on Patreon and supporting me on any of these platforms, because, as you know, anytime I mention the word sex, I get in trouble on Instagram or YouTube because they feel like I shouldn't be talking about sex, even though obviously people like poor ball flake here thinks that, that everybody's having sex. I'm here to tell you they're not. Let's see. What tips do you have for flirting? Okay. So flirting is something I've talked about a lot. I think the best flirting is listening, really. Asking a provocative question like, what are your hobbies? What are your passions? What do you like to do when you're not working or going to school or whatever? Is there something that you really like? Yeah. Carlos, that just super chatted me. You like my videos and advice. I'm thrilled. Thank you again. So ball flake, yeah. I know it's very frustrating because you've got hormones raging and you're only 21 years old, but right now it's hard, or not. I mean, it's hard. Right now it's difficult for you, but once you get to know somebody and get comfortable with them, I think you'll feel a lot better about the sex, and don't push it to happen too soon with someone that you're not feeling 100% safe with and comfortable with. Hello there, my Bellevue. How are you? Let's see. Oh my goodness, Jiggy Wood, why are you telling him to go to a porn chat room? Okay. And 25, 6'4", and looking to plow an older lady. Randy, do you consider that a classy thing to say? What is that? Brady, how are you doing? Your advice has been helpful. I'm glad to be back on your Patreon. I am so glad that Brady has joined me on my Patreon, and for all the other people here that joined me on my Patreon. It really makes me feel so good when I go to my emails. You have a new patron. But just so everybody knows, my Patreon is not some sort of like a cam girl website. A lot of people think that, oh, if I go on her Patreon, I'm going to be showing naked pictures of myself. No, I don't want to be a porn star. If I want to be a porn star, I'd be making a lot more money than $5 on Patreon. So, let's see. Ball flake. Also, Karen, if I want a cougar to take my virginity, where do I find them? Wow, there's a question. Okay. So you might find someone that's older that's going to take your virginity because they feel like that would be something that they want to teach you or help you. That's part of the reasons a lot of the older women like to be with younger guys, and they know they like the stamina of a younger guy. However, at this point, I would just not worry about who is going to take your virginity, but who you have relationships with. So just find someone that you have a connection with. Don't worry so much about like how old they are or anything like that. I mean, it'd be cool if she take your virginity, but I think you just need a lot more experience talking first and flirting. And a lot of the flirting is really just paying attention to the person. Watch body movements. Uh, if she's like, really coming on like this and like looking at you in the eye and smiling and she's like in like a sports ready type of stance, it's good. If she's closed off like this, and yeah, on her phone, that's an indication that she's not flirting with you. So you got to pay attention. Let's see. Hello, Queen. That's very sweet. And French. My French is terrible. You want to see? I can read this though. Something about I want to see you in a bikini if that's possible. I'm actually in a bathing suit, and if you guys want to check out, I'm laughing out, Mr. Bean. If you want to check out a calendar that I have, I'm part of a Cougar calendar, so you can. The link will be in the box below on YouTube, so you can check out. It's called Cougar Calendar, Shopify, something like that. And myself and a few other Cougars that are 50 and up are in this calendar. Again, don't go there expecting to see any kind of show of major skin. Okay. By the way, I was on Mr. Skin's podcast. You guys should listen to Mr. Skin's recent podcast. He's the guy that's on Howard Stern, who always talks about like which actresses or actors are nude and show skin. And I was on as a podcast, meaning audio only discussion, and we really had a good time talking to him and his co-host Andrea. What advice do you give someone that's not very talkative? Carlos, the people that aren't talkative, to me it's a good thing, because that means if you're not talking, you're a good listener. And most people in general, myself for sure, I love to talk. And there's a lot of women that love to talk about themselves. Usually I can't stand when I would go on a date with a guy and he would talk for like 20 minutes and then say, oh, let's talk about you. And then he'll be like, oh, before I can answer, and do you want to hear about me? So most guys or girls or whatever, that most people love to talk about themselves. So all you got to do is ask some questions. Just ask some really good questions. Mr. Bean team makes the girls' cream team. Okay there, Mr. Bean. You guys, if you don't know who Mr. Bean is, he's part of our, what we call Mr. Bean team. It's a whack pack like on Howard Stern. That's on my podcast, Sex Talk with My Mom. Mature women aren't sex objects. Get to know them, but treat them with respect. They're human beings. Thank you there. This is a seasoned Cougar hunter. And he will give you great advice in my book, The 12 Secrets of Dating Older Women. And he's got some really good pictures and photos. So check out My Bellevue if you want to see some really, really artistic photos. Are you wearing the top and earrings to match the Buddhas? Oh, my Buddha necklace. The Buddha in the back. Basically I'm into serenity and Buddhism and learning about how to meditate and see spiritual gangster type of thing. So that's just me. Not everybody is like that. I just feel like life is very stressful. So if I can learn to calm down through breathing and meditating and not taking things personally, that's the way I deal with stuff. What advice? Okay, so we already talked about that. By the way, jiggy with it. Don't go shaming Ballflake by saying, "Are you a homosexual?" or trying to make him feel badly, even though there's nothing wrong with being a homosexual in general. But the tone of it is making him sounds like you're making him feel bad. And there's no need to make anybody feel bad. He's a normal 21-year-old guy, and he has obviously needs, and he wants to figure out what to do. And I thank him for being here. Hey there, Rob. And let's see, Shelly Lynn is on the calendar. She's another cougar that I follow. Ah, Paul. Yeah, so if you guys follow other cougars, they might be on the calendar. Like Sandy Lee has put it together. And there's a group of us, like strong, confident women on the internet that aren't afraid to express ourselves in a sexual way, not sex, not porn, but in confidence and sexuality as an older woman. I hope you understand what I'm saying. You guys are talking about that, right? Let's see. Again, chicks love to. Oh, okay. So jiggy with it is if you act like a confident chicks will be attracted to you and use humor. Chicks love to laugh and wear nice cologne. Chicks dig nice smelling men. And that is jiggy with it. That is something that my Bellevue has also suggested we speak about. You don't want to wear too much cologne, but if you find like a good smelling, like natural kind of cologne and put a tiny drop on it and a woman compliments you on it, it's a really good indication of flirting and conversation starting. Let's say, I can't imagine KarenLee at a silent retreat. Oh my God, I'd have a hard time with that. Cougars are extremely fun to flirt with. They actually engage you, not afraid to be vulnerable, yet super confident at the same time. Small time 89, would you write that down below later on? Because in my book, I want to explain why Cougars are so sought after. And I think that really does explain a lot of it. And it also tells you that Cougars or confident older women are maybe not going to be the aggressive, but they certainly would be. They'll be happy to engage in a conversation with you if you did it in a respectful way. It's all about respect. In Buddhist terms of energy, do older women give off a certain frequency? Yeah. I don't know what the term is, but I think, yeah, definitely. If an older woman's going to spend her time with you, it's a gift. That means that she has chosen to prioritize being with you over all the other things that are going on in her very busy life, her work, her friends, her family, her own kids, her obligations to charities or whatever event she's involved in. So if she's spending time with you, you better step up your game and give her your whole attention and put away your phone for sure. Do not start texting in the middle of any kind of discussion that you might be having private or public with an older woman. I could tell you that is a huge no-no. But yeah, I think they definitely have a lot of energy. Gregarious 78999. Am I included in the calendar? Yes, that's why I brought this up. I'm included in the calendar. There's only 6 women. We have 2 different months. I think I'm August, and I forgot what the other month I am. But go check it out. The link will be on Instagram. I think I might have my bio under Linktree. And then on YouTube, it's down below here on, in the description box. Currently, I follow a lot of hot Instagram pages, and I hear some of the women are turned off by that. Should I start to cut down on that to make my page more presentable? I don't know. I don't know who's going to judge you on who you follow. Any porn star interviews on the horizon? Am I interviewing anybody, porn star? We just interviewed on my podcast Sylvia Sage. Check out the interview on my podcast with Sylvia Sage. Gives really good tips. We actually had some really good tips. I was just on another podcast, Girls Interrupted. It's going to be soon. And I actually was on Loveline yesterday on the radio with Dr. Chris Donahue. So I don't think I have anybody specific scheduled right now to interview us in terms of porn stars, but go back. We've got so many good ones with so many great tips. And again, if you're Patreon, you go to Sex Talk with My Mom's Patreon page. You have to type it in because they already labeled us as like 18 plus. But you can get bonus episodes of our podcast with people like Sylvia Sage and other Dr. Chris Donahue, who's a sexologist, people like that. And you'll find out some great tips about oral sex and all kinds of stuff that you are not going to be privy to if you're not joining that. So it's a really good idea to be a member, and you can be a member, I think, for $2 a month and get all that extra bonus content. By the way, I know Nina O'Neill personally, and she's really cool. I hope you could interview her. Yeah, I think we're going to be, I've got a couple interviews scheduled for the podcast that I think you guys are going to love. And we're booked out a lot. And so, yes, I don't know if I can guarantee any porn stars right now, but definitely if you go back and you'll see I've interviewed tons. Any hotspots you recommend in New York City for Cougars? I do know that people like Bellevue can give you a whole list. I would look at any bar or restaurant that's on a more sophisticated level and hang out there. Hang out at places that maybe older women would go to for listening to music, piano bars, karaoke bars, wine bars, even like clubs that play disco music. You enjoyed both the shows, Paul? Awesome. Let's see. How can I take you out for a drink, Josh? You probably can't. Sorry. Small time. No one receives a compliment better than a mature older woman. Yeah, I mean, I think women can tell if you're playing games with them, but if you really seem sincere and you give someone a compliment, like I really enjoyed talking to you. I love your personality. If you say that over, I love your tits, you're going to get a lot farther. Your nails and makeup are really busy, gorgeous. Are Cougars really kinky? Robert, what does one have to do with the other? So I take that as a compliment. But as far as kinky, I don't know what every other woman is into. I could just say that I think an older woman is going to be more experimental and open-minded about sex because she's been on Earth a lot longer than young girls who are just learning and starting out. Does that make sense? Nina is on my calendar. Nina Hartley is not on the Cougar calendar. No, I didn't put the calendar together. My friend Sandy Lee did. If you haven't followed her, you should check her out. And guess what? It's time to go. I really enjoyed talking to you all today. People asking me these weird questions here. Donate, don't masturbate. There you go. You guys, I love you. Hope you have a great weekend. Even if you're doing nothing, which is what I'm planning on doing, have fun and do it and have, just an amazing day because, hey, life is short. Why not, right? And I probably will try to see you guys before Thanksgiving. But if I don't, happy Thanksgiving. See that turkey back there? That's my little decorations for Thanksgiving. I won't be around. I will be in Chicago because that's where I'm from. Mr. Bean and Mr. Skin love you all. Okay, Mr. Bean. We have to hear. Leave a message. How about the Mr. Bean team nude calendar? Leave a message on the podcast at Yes Text Mom. You can just type it in your phone. Yes Text Mom. Leave a message, and maybe you can join Mr. Bean and his Bean team of wild and crazy people. The lamp is awesome. I have one just like it. You're the best. Love watching your cast. Oh, thank you there. This lamp here. Okay. All right. Let's see. Where can I get your email? You asked me to write. Oh, my email is KarenLee Potter, Poter @gmail.com. If anybody wants to write me there, if you're going to write me a long thing about your experience with an older woman, or just write it down below on YouTube, and I'll copy and paste it. Okay. That's it. Hope you guys have a great day, and thank you again. Thank you to Carlos for that super chat, and I love you all.